Howdy! We're going to talk about direct boxes. We have a few different flavors of DIs here. They can go as DIs, PCDIs, iPod adapters, instrument adapters. Basically all we're doing is converting one kind of signal into an XLR so we can put it into our board easily. We have our Whirlwind Type 85 DIs. These are generally used for instruments, for keyboards, for guitars, bass amps, that sort of thing. We have our Whirlwind PCDIs. These are used for taking like an iPod signal, a computer signal, something like that, and converting it to an XLR. And then we have our Switchcraft audio sticks, and this is just a very simple one that takes a headphone jack and converts it down to a mono XLR, and then it has a nice little volume knob on it. To get into some more unique features of these, our Type 85s have an instrument jack. They have a loop-through amplifier jack, so if you're taking a bass guitar into your instrument, you can then loop out to the bass amplifier and get a signal from the bass without having to mic the amp cab. Over here we have basically what ends up being a pad. It's either a speaker pickup or a pickup. As strange as that is to sound. Basically speaker makes it quieter, pickup makes it louder. On the back we have an open or ground switch. What this does is just disconnects pin 3 of the XLR. If you have a really bad hum coming from the unit, you can just flip this switch and see if that helps. On our PCDIs, all of our connections are labeled on the top, which is pretty handy. We have two 20 decibel pads on it, one for left and one for right. We also have a stereo or mono switch on it. The mono basically sums a left and right signal down into one XLR. The stereo keeps your left on one channel and your right on the other channel, labeled by the color XLR ports. This also has a ground and lift port if you are having some hum issues. That can sometimes help fix it. On the front of this box, we do have our 1/8 inch connection, your headphone jack, if you want to connect an iPod or a laptop to it, or we have an RCA connection, the red and white jacks if you're coming from a DVD player or an 1/8 inch to RCA cord. In DIs, there's two kinds. There's active DIs and passive DIs. Active DIs use either phantom power, a 9-volt battery, or sometimes even AA's to power up some circuitry to help adapt the signal over. Our Type 85s are active, and they do have a 9-volt battery inside them that can sometimes die. If you aren't getting a signal out of them, that battery might be dead. You can try sending phantom power to it, or removing this screw and switching out the battery inside. Just make sure you put the positive and the negative in the right spots. Our PCDIs are passive. That means there's just a transformer in there linking the one side to the other side just to help that signal transition.